In today's video, we're going to review the Canon EOS M6 mirrorless camera, coming right up. What's up everybody? Phil with Bull City Pictures here. Today we're going to look at the Canon EOS M6. The EOS M6 is a mirrorless camera. Came out after the M5, although the M5 is still considered top of the line. The M5 does have an EVF built in. The M6 does not have an EVF built in. This retails with the kit lens for around $900. $899 is the price that I paid. I'll put a link down below to Amazon so you can have a look at the current prices. It comes with a 15 to 45 kit lens. It's a 1.6 crop. It's a full APS-C size sensor, which is great. So in low light, it does a very good job compared to some of the smaller sensors like you'd see in the Sony smaller cameras. This is a full APS-C size sensor. As such, you also have access through an adapter to Canon's full line of lenses. Their EF and EF-EOS lenses, which are made for their DSLRs. An adapter you can buy for $200 brand new, and I do have one for this camera. I got mine refurbished from Canon for $130, but that allows you to be able to put a standard EF-EOS lens onto this camera and opens up a great deal of possibility as far as lenses go. Let's have a quick look around the camera. See, we have function button at the top. We have exposure compensation dial. I also have a secondary dial, one for aperture, one for shutter speed. Have your standard mode dial, and there are a number of different modes, including a couple custom modes. There's movie mode. You have a kind of a scene mode. You can put it in program mode, and there's intelligent auto modes as well. There's a hot shoe, a little tiny flash here. On the back, we have a 3-inch touchscreen, 1 million dot touchscreen. We also have a couple of buttons. These look similar to other Canon mirrorless as far as the layout goes. We've got an input for microphone, which is great. Again, for those of you who are going to be looking at this as a vlogging camera, there's a microphone input, there's a USB input, and it's USB 2. I also have HDMI and a place for a controller, so if you want to do remote or intervalometer, those types of things. The camera ergonomically feels nice. The grip is deep, but not too deep. I think it's a nice grip, especially for the size camera that it is. The camera weighs about 3/4 of a pound, or 343 grams. Again, it is a 24 megapixel sensor. The ISO range is 100 to 25,600 in shooting, and then I think it goes from 100 to 6,400 in video. And the video looks pretty good. I'll show you some samples of the video that I took, mostly in ISO 100. I might be able to put together some samples of ISOs that are higher. It seems to do pretty good with video at higher ISOs. It comes with the standard Canon interface as far as menus go. You can see here that it's telling you to extend the lens. So you have to pop that lens out in order to be able to use it. And then you kind of have the standard Canon menu. Very easy to use, very intuitive. You can use the dials and knobs, or you can also use the touchscreen to work your way through the menus. Touchscreen seems very, very, very responsive. I haven't had any issues with it. Always seems to be reliable and dead on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you over to the computer. I brought this with me on a trip to Walt Disney World, used it to take images, used it to take videos, and we're going to go through some of the video and some of the images that were taken. The images that are taken are straight from the camera, just processed with the Canon's in-body or in-camera processing for JPEG. The video I did run through Adobe Premiere, and I did a little bit of color grading, but really not much. So the video is a little bit enhanced, but it'll give you an idea on the video, and you can see how great the dual pixel AF is. So we're gonna head over to the computer. I'll show you some of those pictures, show you some of those videos, and then we'll come back with my conclusions. Here's one from Hollywood Studios. Again, the color looks good, saturation looks good. seems to be relatively sharp with that kit lens. Here's one at Epcot, Germany, in Epcot. Kind of gray trip there, but you can see the flowers here. The colors look really nice. Again, they kind of have that skin tone, seem to have a natural color. Another one from Hollywood Studios. Really no complaints about the camera at all as far as stills go. The kit lens is what I used here, the 15 to 45, and it does a good job. Again, it has a really good range. Here's the low light shot. You can see how well it does in low light. Pretty dark inside the theater here. One on the way to South Carolina. Again, look at the colors. Colors are really natural. Here's one in Florida. We drove down. So this is on the way to Florida. And another one from Florida. Really good as a stills camera. And here's some video that we rolled. This is at our hotel Art of Animation. Beaming. My wife just texted me, told me the pool's closed because of the lightning. But I couldn't go without getting Tow Mater here.
Mater's highlights on the Mater's.
One headlight. Good old Tow Mater. Ooh, I don't know if you saw that lightning in the reflection. But it's Cozy Cone office with the lobby. There's a shot. Tow Mater as the thunder cracks. Here's a video test I did, try to test the autofocus and the mic. 15 millimeters. The external mic. We're on auto. Let's see how the autofocus does. Wow, that's fast. Main reason I got this camera was for the autofocus. I'm holding it out at arm's length, testing the microphone. I'm at full HD, 60 frames per second. Again, test the autofocus. Yep, that's snappy. And here's some low light. This is Illuminations at Epcot, the fireworks show there. I took the music out so I don't get a copyright ding here, so I'll talk through this. But you can see, again, even in the dark, the autofocus seems to be doing a really good job of picking an object to focus on. Colors seem really good. This is at ISO 6400, which is as high as it goes in video, I believe. But you can see, again, the colors are nice. Video is a little bit grainy. If you look really close, you can see grain, but at 6400, you kind of expect that. I was really impressed with the low light video performance. I didn't have a tripod, so it's a little bit shaky. Sorry about that, but just look at the colors. Really nice. Well, those are the pictures in the video that was taken here. You can see I've added a couple friends to the party here. This is the adapter that will allow you to mount EF-EOS lenses on this EM mount, or EF-M mount, such as the 10 to 18, which is a lens that I got in a kit. It's a fairly inexpensive kit. I mentioned earlier that this adapter will open up a world of different Canon lenses, and it will. This 10 to 18 lens is a pretty good lens for vlogging. You get really wide, and it was in a kit with a 50mm f1.8, which is a great lens for everybody to have, and the kit was $320. Again, there'll be links to everything underneath, and if you're interested in looking at latest prices or purchasing them, I would appreciate that. I do get a few pennies out of every dollar. It doesn't cost you any more for that, and I do appreciate you doing that if you're so inclined. My conclusions: this is a great camera. It's great for vlogging, which is the primary purpose for me. It's a really good stills camera. If you combine it with the adapter and you have all of these other lenses, you certainly have a wide array of possibilities. Even the kit lens at 15 to 45 is a pretty good range. I used that lens, this native lens, alone in the shooting that I did on vacation, and I didn't find any situations where I needed to get a longer lens, although at sometimes you could always use a longer lens, but this is a good range with the kit lens. Dual pixel AF, incredible. The colors seem great. Ergonomics are really nice the way the camera is laid out. It's very light, very portable. I just carried a small shoulder bag with me and put this, even with my rig, in that small shoulder bag. And this is the rig that I got. So one of the cons is that you can't easily flip up the screen and use a microphone. So if you have the screen flipped up, there's no way for you to put the microphone inside of the hut shoe. So in order to combat that, or to get around that, I've got this little rig and the camera sits here and then the microphone sits here underneath it. I'll put a link to this. I got this on Amazon for $5 or $6, something like that. But it's a good way for you to be able to set up a rig, and it doesn't really add much weight. It's pretty light. Cons, kind of just mentioned one. It doesn't flip out to the side like on my Panasonic cameras. That would be nice if it kind of flipped out, and then you could put the microphone in there. These doors, that's not a huge con, but these doors are kind of a little flimsy and not necessarily easy to use. But as far as the camera, the features and the functions, everything goes, it's 7 frames per second shooting. The video is 1080p. So the biggest thing is that a lot of people are looking for 4K, and this is clearly not 4K. It does 1080p, 60 frames per second. It does 1080p at 30 and 20 as well. So if you're looking for 4K, that may be a deal breaker for you. I was not. I have another camera that does 4K, a little pocket Panasonic camera that does a really great job with 4K video. So 4K to me was not as big a deal. If you're looking for 4K, it might be something that you consider before you purchase this one. But other than that, again, it's great. Battery life seems to be really good, better than any of the mirrorless cameras that I own. Again, ergonomics, video, focusing, all of that seems just to be great. And the fact that you can add this adapter, and then you open yourself up to all the great Canon inexpensive and expensive lenses if you want to, really does make this the complete package. If you like what you saw, please consider subscribing. We put out new videos as often as we can. I do have a full-time job, so I try to put these videos out as often as I can. But if you subscribe, click on the little bell icon, and you'll get a notification whenever we do upload a new video. Phil with Bull City Pictures, the review of the Canon EOS M6 Mirrorless camera, as well as the EOS M adapter. We'll see you in the next one.